Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about my experience on removing social media from my day-to-day life. Now we're specifically talking about Instagram here, as that's the one I was generally using the most. Now I definitely have problems using it too much, and definitely using it during times where I should have been doing something more productive, or using it when I should have been doing something at work. But this past winter, my use of it increased so much. And I think a big part of this was because it's generally a tough season for a lot of people, including me. It's a very cold season, and a lot of people feel very lonely during this time because they don't have many emotional, romantical, human connections. And definitely during this time, a lot of people are reminded about that. And for me, that is also true in some sort of way. So in my case, I was using Instagram to really cope in this sort of way, to feel a lot more connected to other people. But ironically, this actually made me feel even more alone. Whenever I would log on to there, I would just see people living their best lives, and it really seemed like that they were doing every single thing right. Nothing was wrong in their life, and then I just found myself comparing my life to theirs, and it was not a very good feeling. I also felt like I had to compete in some sort of way, that I had to post only my best to show that I'm also living my best life. And this also kind of relates to skating, to where I felt like I had to post that I was skating, post a clip, and it really felt like that during that time, I was really skating just to impress other people rather than just do it for myself. And that kind of put some pressure onto me, even though there wasn't really any pressure to begin with, and there shouldn't have been anyways. And then during this increased rate of using Instagram, I felt this big sense of anxiety when I was not on the app. And then I always felt like that I needed to get back onto the app and just browse to get that anxiety to go away, and then that was the case. Whenever I felt like I was super anxious, I was just like, wow, I really need to be on Instagram because don't know if I'm missing out on something, and it just made me really, really anxious. And on some mornings, I experienced this really strange phenomenon, which I would describe as a very heavy vision or a heavy dream. And it was very unpleasant, very uncomfortable, and it definitely related to this social media use. And I would always wake up in a kind of a start, just kind of like, what was that? What the hell's going on? And I pretty much found myself looking forward to getting onto the app first thing in the morning to see if I missed anything. And it was a very unhealthy way of looking at things. That fear of missing out, or you might have heard it as FOMO, is very such a true thing. So then last month I decided that, okay, I'm completely over feeling like crap. I really gotta change something about this, so I just logged off. I made it in such a way to where it wouldn't be so easy to log back into, but I still had that account active. Now, the first couple of days of logging off Instagram, it had me a little bit anxious. I felt like that I was definitely missing out on stuff, and it wasn't so easy to check, and I was wondering if I really was missing something. And I was definitely tempted to log back in, but I held strong, and I didn't. And from that point on, after the first few days, that fear of missing out became less and less and less until it eventually went away, to where I don't even think I am missing anything at all. And then for the people that I would actually use Instagram to talk to, I just texted them with my number, like, hey, I'm going to be on here instead of there. And, gave my number to some other people that I need to keep in touch with. And that was fine, Nothing really changed. And this actually felt like a much more personal connection to that person or people I was talking with. Now, stuff people share on their timeline, it's kind of like, for their followers to see. Everyone can look at it, like it, comment it, or whatever. But for someone to actually text that thing to you, on a personal scale, feel a lot more personal and connected, because they could have just easily posted it on their timeline, forget about it. But then they take that image or same image or whatever image and send it specifically to that one person. Makes it feel like that, hey, I really want you to see this. That's why I'm sending it to you. And it just felt more personal like that, and I really enjoyed about it. It made me feel a lot more connected to the people I was texting, rather than just putting it on my timeline, or them putting it on their timeline. I also find myself to be way more productive at work and in my extracurricular activities. So at work, instead of just wasting time, I would find something to do, like clean up or work on a new project, maintain current projects, all sorts of things. And at home, or skating, all the other hobbies that I like to do, again, found myself to be way more productive. And I also found that I was having a lot more fun doing these things because I was doing it for myself rather than posting about it or filming about it, try to show that like, hey, I'm really, really good at this. And that pressure of trying to, I'd say, film just to post it wasn't there anymore because I wasn't filming it anymore. I was just really doing it for myself and having fun with it rather than just trying to impress some sort of audience. And this doesn't relate to filming for a YouTube video because that's completely different. Now that weird phenomenon of that dream anxiety thing, vision thing that I was talking about earlier, completely gone. Ever since I logged off Instagram, I have not had one of those experiences again, and I don't miss it whatsoever. It's not a good feeling. And that sense of anxiety of like missing out and thinking that like I'm really need to go back into the app, completely gone as well. So things were looking really, really good. And then after that 1 month mark, I decided to log back into Instagram, see if I missed anything. And honestly, I didn't miss anything at all. I mean, of course, friends here and there posting new stuff or whatever. Maybe I missed out on product releases or video premieres, all sorts of stuff like that. But, in a very general sense, I really did not miss anything whatsoever. And on that same day, I've logged back out, and I haven't logged back in ever since. And if anything, yeah, sure, I'll check in once in a while, see if there's anything there that I might like. But really, I don't miss it at all. And I can confidently say that my quality of life has definitely increased a lot ever since logging off. I'm way more productive. I feel like I'm more into my current space, if that makes any sort of sense. I feel a lot more connected to people, definitely. You don't need like a giant friend group to feel like you are connected to people. It can just be, a few close friends, something like that, to where you don't feel so much, I would say, alone, for back a better term. And like I said, my quality of life has significantly improved because of this. And to anyone watching this, I would highly encourage you to do the same thing. Give it a shot, and hold out. Don't kind of fall into the temptations of just logging back in and then just wasting time on the social medias. And you might find that like your quality of life may also significantly improve. Oh, and also don't make a giant speech about it either. Just send your number to people you want to stay in touch with and just quietly log off. Because I feel like making that giant speech about it is also trying to impress people that you're logging off, and that you're logging off so you can impress other people rather than doing it for yourself. And that's what the main thing should be. Do this for yourself rather than other people. And I know it's a little ironic about this, me making a video about my experiences, and that's because I want people to understand that like, hey, it's okay to do this sort of thing. I know that our current society is very into the social media stuff, but logging off it, cutting it out, especially if it's taking up a lot of your time when you should be productive, is a really good thing. But yeah, I think I'm starting to repeat myself here. Sorry, this is a little bit of a deviation of my usual content and a little bit more rambly, off script sort of stuff, but it is a topic that I was definitely interested in experiencing and talking about. And like I said again, I hope you are encouraged to try this out, especially if you have a problem with too much time on the phone. So yeah, that has been another video. If you think I missed anything out, or you have any questions, comments, anything like that, just leave them in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you in the next one.